What's up, my little Tattle Tells? Listen, Traci Braxton, as you know, unfortunately passed away at 50 years old. However, a lot of people were sitting there saying, why wasn't her family at the funeral? What's going on with the husband? There was all this murkiness involved. Now, I know ain't none of our business, right? But the Braxton, and I kept my mouth shut. I kept my mouth shut about it. But the Braxtons made it our business, because guess what? They literally gave out statements officially in page 6. And y'all, I want to know how you feel about this, because they said that they feel that Traci's husband and team are exploiting her death. Now, I have some thoughts about this, but let's get into the argument. Let's get into the article. Okay, so the article's from page 6, and you know they always come with the BS, so it's going to be a little dramatic, but you know I love it. The article says, the Braxtons feel sister Traci's husband and team are exploiting her death. When I read that, I said, okay, I'm in. Exploit death, Traci Braxton? Tell me more. The Braxton sisters just want their late sister Traci to rest in peace, but her husband and manager is exploiting their sister's death, an insider claims. The Braxtons' beloved sister Traci died 2 weeks ago. That's so sad. R.I.P. Traci. After a long battle with esophageal cancer, and her husband and management had planned a viewing with Zoom links and a funeral service against her final wishes, according to sources. Now, again, as we know, it's page 6. They're very careful about what they report, and every time they report a source, it's coming from different people's caps. They said Traci did not want a funeral or wake. She did not want people looking all over her body. She specifically requested to be immediately cremated. There was a Zoom meeting that made it clear about what she wanted, and now her husband is trying to cash in on her name, a Braxton insider said. Now, here's my question. How's he cashing in? Is he asking for donations? Charging people for the Zoom? How's he cashing in? Now, the article goes on to say, Traci's husband, Kevin Surratt, held a viewing for her last week, and her famous sisters, Tamar, Trina, Tawanda, Tony, and their mother, Evelyn, opted out of attending. Their father, Michael Conrad Braxton, did show up, but we're told he was initially turned away at the door for not being on the list. Now, if you guys don't know, Traci had a very complicated relationship with her father, the way her father treated her, the way her father treated her mother. If his name was not on the list, was that Traci's wishes, or was it just an oversight on their part? Even though it's a big oversight not to put somebody's father's name on the list. It goes on to say, he was so upset that he wasn't on the list. Someone from the church recognized him and let him in, and he had to sit in the 4th row. Listen, I don't want to get in anybody's family's business, because I'm sure he had reasons for doing it. From what I saw on Braxton's Family Values and the way he tore apart that family and the pain in Traci's voice, you better not have been defying Traci's wishes. That's all I'm saying. They also said that Braxton's father wasn't even allowed to speak or say any words about his daughter. The insider added, again, was this Traci's wishes? Because you keep saying all this, it's odd that a father's excluded unless Traci finally got fed up with her dad. If you don't know, she was mad at her daddy for the longest. And I believe she still was. Now, I know everybody likes to think, I don't even want to speak about where Traci's mind was when she was passing away, because that is a sacred time. Now, they say Surratt, this is Traci's husband, who was married to Traci for nearly 30 years, told us that's not true, and said, my father-in-law and brother-in-law came in briefly. He also insisted that he invited the sisters, but they did not show up. Get this. They said that Traci underwent treatment for esophageal cancer for a year before she passed away in March. And the insiders told page 6 that Traci's husband was planning her funeral months before she died. She did not know that, but he was talking to other people about it. Okay, now that's a little weird. She knows she has a terminal disease. I understand it might upset her, but wouldn't you just be like, hey babes, I think in a surprise party, hey babes, are you still talking to this and that person? The fact that you planned it for months and you didn't even bother to see who she wanted in her funeral or not, that's odd, but I'm withholding judgment. Her husband claims that he honored his wife's wishes and that she explained everything to the funeral home before she passed. Okay, so she was involved in the planning of this funeral and this was her wishes? I don't know, this is sounding a little iffy. What y'all think? Hold on, there's more. I was with my wife more than anybody in this world. I know my wife, and when she got cancer, we really started to communicate about funeral plans, and I was still trying to find treatments for her. I went to every single one of her doctorate appointments throughout our entire marriage. That's how we were. And now they're treating me like a deadbeat husband. Okay, I get his point. And this is true because they are acting like he's just some fly-by-night. He was by her side. They've been together for 30 years. Why are they trying to act like he's just whatever? However, again, Traci's husband was planning her funeral months before she died, and she did not know that. You know what? I see what's going on. So the insider is saying that Traci's husband was planning her funeral months before she died, and they're trying to say that Traci didn't know that, but he was talking to other people. The husband's coming back and being like, y'all can stop playing these dumb reindeer games. 100%, my wife and I were on the same page. We talked about her funeral. I would never plan a funeral without her consent, and I don't appreciate y'all treating me, like I'm some deadbeat husband trying to capitalize. Y'all weren't in the loop, but I was. Okay, all right. We're on the same page. Let's go. Now get this though, right? She literally said Traci wanted a viewing and one memorial service in conjunction with her management, PR, and other members to come together and celebrate her. On Thursday, Traci's manager, Cliff Jones, whom sources say she relinquished from managerial duties before she passed, is further disrespecting the family by holding an actual funeral service. I actually want to know, did Traci tell her sisters this? Or is their sister saying from an old Zoom conversation? Because they say it's a Zoom conversation, but how long ago did this Zoom conversation happen? Because the husband is swearing that he had permission. And I want to know why they are talking at page 6 about this. I really want to know. Because from the husband's point of view, I wouldn't even respond. I really wouldn't. From the sister's point of view, if she didn't want a funeral service, I would expect it's because she wanted things to stay private. But if she wanted things to stay private, then why are you publicly letting them know and making a man that was with her to the very end look like a bum in public? How's that respecting her memory? But there's more. But let me know what you think in the comments. Another source said that the manager reached out to gospel artists Kim Burrell and Brian Cage to perform at the service, but they pulled out when they realized his sisters weren't involved. A barcode is required for entry. It's a whole production. She's a celebrity funeral. Why wouldn't you have barcodes involved? This is where they're trying me now. Because I have to say this. Why wouldn't you have barcodes involved? Somebody could literally sneak in with their camera phone and try to tape everything and put it up on the internet. This is what they do when celebrities die. It's called security. They're really reaching now. Now y'all don't want people singing at your sister's memorial? Get this. A first source told us that Traci's body has since been cremated. Said nobody ever called to ask the family anything. No one called her mom, her father, her sisters to say, what do you guys think of anything? Now, again, this is the problem I have with this issue, because listen to this next sentence. The family is expected to hold their own private memorial the way Traci requested on April 2nd, which would have been Traci's 51st birthday. Y'all literally just got saying that Traci ain't want a memorial, Traci ain't want this, Traci just wanted to be cremated, which I thought was odd because most people, they get cremated, after that they have a memorial. Pretty much standard practice. Now the sources are saying it's not the fact that he's holding a memorial, it's the fact that he's not letting the family lead the show on the memorial. You're calling him an opportunist, you're calling him a clout chaser, and he might be all these things, right? This is just a page 6 article. But given the set of facts here, y'all just mad that you aren't running the show, which would be normal if he was not heavily involved. But he was her husband for 30 years and went to every cancer treatment. Nobody ever said he mistreated her. There was never any issues. Why can you guys not let this man do it? And man, if this was a widow or a husband, isn't that his responsibility and his right? Look at this. Traci's most famous sibling, Tony, seemingly confirmed a private memorial during an appearance on the Tamara Hall show on Tuesday. Traci said, no, who who is it? Tony. Sorry, y'all. Brain fog. Tony said her birthday is coming up soon on the 2nd, and my sisters and I are going to celebrate and have a big Traci day. So I'm excited about that. Her husband also confirmed in the private service, said I was never invited. No one sent me any type of invitation. Y'all, this is messy. Tony and Hall did not talk about last week's viewing and her upcoming funeral, but the first source told us the situation is making the family even more sad. They said they want to lay their sister to rest and continue to celebrate her life, and they want it stress-free. Her husband insists none of it's true. I was meeting her wishes. Traci made our son the executor of her estate because she knew her family wouldn't come after him. They'd come after me. As for now, Traci will literally, listen, when they asked him, how do you think Traci would feel about the family fighting after her death? He said she wouldn't like it. She fought till the end. I'm just praying that it gets right. You guys, you know what? I'm side-eyeing everybody in the situation. Let me know what you think. I know what y'all saying, that's their business, but they actually made it our business. What are you actually thinking? No matter what's going on, I really honestly hope to God that they find a way to heal this. I know emotions are running high. No one's happy about Traci being gone. Everybody's heartbroken, and I think they're taking it out on each other. I hope this family heals as quick as possible. Anyway, my little TisaTells, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later.